My story. I used to think I knew everything about Muslim women. I grew up in church. Every Sunday, same pew, same prayers, same lessons. And one of those lessons was clear. Muslim women were oppressed. They were covered, silenced, controlled. They didn't know God. They were dangerous, even. That's what I was taught. That's what I believed. And I never questioned it, not once. Because why would you question what the people you trust have always told you? But here's the thing about walls built on lies, they don't hold forever. I was a Christian woman with a Christian life, and I was falling apart on the inside. Not because of my faith in God. I always believed in God, always, but because I couldn't find peace. Real peace. The kind that doesn't depend on whether your day went well or whether the people around you are kind. I was searching for something solid to hold on to, and no matter how hard I prayed, no matter how many services I attended, I couldn't find it. And on top of that, I couldn't sleep. For years, I slept maybe 2 hours a night. 2 hours. I was taking sleeping pills by the handful, more than I should have, just trying to get through the night. My mind wouldn't stop. My anxiety was through the roof. I was exhausted down to my bones, but I'd lie in the dark, staring at the ceiling, my thoughts racing, my heart uneasy, and nothing made it stop. That was my life. Then one day, something small happened. Something so small I almost didn't pay attention to it. I came across something that made me question what I had always been told about Muslim women. I don't even remember exactly what it was, the conversation, something I read, but it cracked something open in me. Because what I was seeing didn't match what I had been taught. At all. So I did what any curious person does. I started reading. I read everything I could find about Islam, book after book. And the more I read, the more I realized I had been lied to. Not maliciously, maybe, but completely. The picture I had been painted of Muslim women, of Islam, of what this faith actually says, it was wrong. And what I found in its place was something I hadn't expected at all. I found that Islam had given women rights centuries ago that women in the West were still fighting for in the modern era. I found a faith that didn't treat women as afterthoughts. I found a God who saw women, who honored them, who protected them. And I sat there with these books in my hands thinking, how did I not know this? How did nobody tell me this? I picked up the phone and called a mosque. I remember being nervous. I remember all those old teachings trying to creep back in. Are you sure? Do you know what you're doing? But I made the call. I spoke to the imam. He was kind. He invited me to come. And so I went. I sat across from him and I told him everything. Every reason I had been drawn to Islam. Everything I had learned. Everything I was feeling. And he listened. Really listened. And when I had said everything I needed to say, I took a breath and I said the Shahada. There is no God but God, and Muhammad is his messenger. And I want you to understand something. I have had moments in my life. I have had experiences. But what happened inside me in that moment, I do not have the words for it. A peace came over me that I had never felt, not once in my entire life, not in any church, not in any prayer, not in any moment of happiness or success. A deep, profound, unshakable peace, like something that had been displaced inside me for years, had finally, quietly settled into its right place. I went home that night. I went to bed. And I slept 8 hours, straight through. No pills, no tossing, no racing thoughts. Just sleep. And when I woke up, I thought maybe it was a coincidence. But the next night, the same thing. And the night after that. And every single night since. The insomnia that had stolen years from my life. It was simply gone. From the day I became Muslim, it never came back. I wish I could explain that medically. I can't. What I know is that something in me had been at war with itself for a very long time. And when I found the truth I had been looking for, the war ended. Now, I won't pretend the journey was without difficulty, because it wasn't. The hijab was hard for me at first. I want to be honest about that. I had always worn what I wanted. Short skirts, whatever I felt like. I had a kind of freedom in that, I thought. But I also remembered something else. I remembered what it felt like to walk down the street and feel men's eyes on me, like I was something to be consumed, like I wasn't a person, like I was meat. And I had hated that feeling. I had hated it for years, and I had never known what to do about it except try not to think about it. When I put on the hijab, something shifted. Men looked at me differently. Western men, Muslim men, all kinds of men. They spoke to me differently. They treated me with a respect I hadn't experienced before. And I realized standing there that what I thought was freedom, showing myself to whoever wanted to look, had actually been a kind of cage. And the thing I thought was a restriction had actually set me free. That's not what I expected, but it's what happened. My daughter was 10 years old when I converted, and I watched something beautiful happen to her. She grew more confident. She walked with more dignity. She began to understand that she was worth respecting, not because of what she looked like or what she wore, but because of who she was. I look at her now and I see a young woman who knows herself, who has faith in God, who doesn't need the world's approval to feel whole. That alone would have been enough for me. But there was more. I became patient in a way I had never been before. I used to lose my temper easily. Small things would overwhelm me. I would carry grudges. I would worry about everything constantly, endlessly. And Islam taught me something so simple and so transformative. God is in charge, not you. Let go. Trust. He will handle what you cannot. And I know that sounds simple, but living it, actually living it, changes everything. I stopped white-knuckling my way through life. I started breathing. I forgive more easily now. I laugh more. I feel genuinely, deeply happy. Not the surface-level happiness of a good day, but something underneath. Something that stays even when things go wrong. A foundation. Did I lose things? Yes. I lost some friendships. My family didn't understand, and that hurt more than I can say. There are people who look at me differently now. There are moments that are lonely and hard and isolating, especially in the West, where converts are few and the road can feel very long. But here's what I want to say to anyone listening, especially any woman who is asking the same questions I was asking. Whatever you think you might lose, it does not compare to what you will find. I'm not asking you to take my word for it. I'm asking you to do what I did. Read, research, pick up the Quran and actually read it. Not what someone told you it says, but what it actually says. Give it the same honest attention you would give anything you genuinely wanted to understand, because this religion gave me back my life. It gave me sleep when nothing else could. It gave me peace when I had stopped believing peace was possible for me. It gave me dignity and patience and faith and a God I can feel. Not just believe in abstractly, but actually feel. Present, near, watching over me, caring for me. That is what I found when I stopped listening to what other people told me about Islam and started listening for myself. And from the bottom of my heart, I hope you find it too.